ready to rotate, rotations. 3 things we need to know when we're talking about rotations. One of them is, first we need a point. Of rotation. This will normally be the origin of your graph, okay? We need to know the angle at which we're rotating. So is it most likely going to be either 90 degrees, 180 degrees, or 270 degrees? And then we need a direction. Will we move counterclockwise or will we move clockwise? Do we need to know when we're doing a rotation of 180 degrees? Let's ponder that one. In rotation, you will have isometry because the figure and the image, so the pre-image and the image are congruent. There is congruency. Okay? All right, let's begin by looking at quadrilateral ABCD. All right. We're going to rotate that 90 degrees around the origin. Well, how can we rotate that when we don't know the coordinates? I'm going to give you quadrilateral ABCD. A, oops, go down just a little bit more. We'll do this one in red. A is -5. Remember, we start at the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1. This is A. B is -2. 1, 2. -1. C is -3. 1, 2, 3, -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is C. And D is -6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -7. This is D. There we are. There's quadrilateral. A, -5, -1. B, -2, -1. C, -3, -7. And D, -6, -7. Okay. We're going to rotate clockwise. Okay, so if this is our clock, clockwise is this direction, the direction the hands normally go on the clock, 90 degrees. Okay, so if we rotate this 90 degrees, how are we going to figure out 90 degrees? Well, look, this is a perpendicular line. Each axis, each quadrant is 90 degrees. So to get it to 90 degrees, it's going to rotate into the next quadrant around the origin. Okay? So A prime is going to be at -1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's A prime. Actually, let me do that in green because the holidays are coming. A prime. B, -1, 2. There's B prime. C prime, -7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 1, 2, 3. That's C prime, and D is -7, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. And here we go. That has been rotated 90 degrees clockwise. So again, A was -1, 5. B is -1, 2. C is -7, 3. D is -7, 6. Take a minute. Think about, what do you notice about the coordinates? What changed? Let's just talk about A to A prime. Do you notice anything? Yes, the numbers are the same. Oh, but they switched. -5 was in X, and now it's over in Y, and -1 was in Y, and now it's in X. Oh, but it was -5, and now it's 5. But the -1 stayed the same. Here's what happened. When we rotated 90 degrees clockwise, we started with X and Y, and then what happened? Y became the X, Y became the X, and the X became the opposite and went to Y. Not -X, the opposite of X. That's why it was important to say that when we are reading numbers. Okay? So let's look at our next page here. We have some information. When we are rotating 180 degrees about the origin, X, Y is what we start with. And that leads to, we just make it the opposite of everything. Because if it's in quadrant 2, it's going to go to quadrant 3. I'm sorry, 4. If it's in quadrant 1, it's going to go to quadrant 3, and vice versa. It doesn't matter if I'm going clockwise or counterclockwise, because I'm always going halfway around. 90 degrees clockwise, we just talked about X, Y becomes Y and the opposite of X. 90 degrees counterclockwise, we start with X, Y, and then it becomes the opposite of Y, X. 270 degrees, X, Y becomes Y, the opposite of X. Looks similar to 90 degrees clockwise. It's because these are the same. Okay? All right, you're going to look at triangle ABC. Your triangle ABC is not on there. I'm going to give you triangle ABC. Here's triangle ABC. You are going to write the coordinates of triangle ABC. You're going to rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees and then come up with triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. When you are done, check with me to complete that item on your checklist.